Hey y'all, it's Tim Miller from the Bulwark. I had to pop on for a quick Saturday update because the New York Times Siena dropped their latest poll, and there has been a sea change in this race. Kamala Harris now leading by 4 points in Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin, the blue wall states that are likely the make or break states in this election. Let's just talk about the importance of this and why it's worth a little emergency weekend YouTube for you. The New York Times Siena poll has been one that has been pretty negative on the Democratic ticket over the course of the year. It prompted, I think, a lot of the continued conversation about whether Joe Biden needed to step aside. After the debate, this poll, the New York Times Siena, showed Joe Biden down by 6 among likely voters and 8 among all registered voters. Now this is the swing states, and so it's not an apples to apples comparison, but just think about that gap from being down 6 nationally as recently as July 3rd, just 1 month ago, to now Kamala Harris having a 4-point lead across these key swing states.
I love good news. Love good news. I just love good news.
It is just an unprecedented turnaround in such a short period of time in a political campaign in modern times. And so, to sum up what is really happening here, part of this is momentum for sure. Part of this is there was just this desire to not have a Trump-Biden rematch. But there was a lot of discussion here on this YouTube, on any political channel throughout earlier this year about this group called the Double Haters. My colleague Sarah Longwell was one of the people that was studying these double haters, talking about them a lot. What is it that they're looking for? Many of them were parking their vote in with Robert F. Kennedy Jr., and his numbers were greater. Some of them were holding their nose and going for Trump. Some of them holding their nose and going for Biden. Some of them were still undecided. Not a lot of double haters left. The double haters have put a lime in the coconut and they're drinking it all up. All right. That's essentially what has happened here. Donald Trump's number is static at 46 in Michigan, 46 in Pennsylvania, 46 in Wisconsin. And Kamala Harris has gobbled up all of those people that said that they didn't like either Biden or Trump. And that is giving her this narrow lead. A couple of other little numbers worth looking at. On some key characteristic traits. Harris is leading on has the temperament to be president, only by 9 points there, so still gives you some doubts about the human race, about our fellow Americans. She has an 11-point lead on is honest, a 9-point lead on is intelligent. That's really going to bug Trump. Has a 3-point lead on will bring about the right kind of change. So on these attributes, she's doing much, much better. Another thing worth noting is that Trump's approval hasn't gone down. Again, Trump's approval rating is at 46, which is actually as high as it's been in the New York Times Siena poll. So, it's not as if this change has been a reflection of Donald Trump's bad 3 weeks. To me, that says that there's potentially more room to grow for Kamala here because Trump really hasn't had taken on any water here. I cannot emphasize this enough. The change is simply people that had a negative view of Trump and a negative view of Biden, and were either undecided or for RFK or reluctantly for Trump, now moving into Harris's column. Trump's number is unchanged. Harris is gobbling up all of the people that were unhappy about the race prior to the debate. A couple just caveats here, minor caveats. The registered voter number, again, this is something that's changed in our politics. Another thing that's changed in our politics, for during the Obama era, it was kind of this conventional wisdom that the more people who vote, the better it'd be for Democrats, right? Because the broader electorate, a lot of people that were staying home were people that fit traditional Democratic groups. They're younger voters, lower income voters of color, had lower rates of turning out to vote. So, if hypothetically everybody had turned out to vote, that would have benefited Democrats during the Obama years. That has changed with the changing, coalitions. And so now a lot of times you see Trump doing better among the registered voters than the likely voters. And that the challenge of kind of turning out a lot of those people that are disengaged falls on the Republicans now. Obviously, there's some potentially disengaged Democratic voters. They both have to do turnout work, but the group, the gettable group of people is larger for Trump. So if you look at the registered voters side of things, Michigan has Harris down to Trump +2 in Michigan. Pennsylvania, she's up 3. Wisconsin, she gains a little to up 5. So, this is it. She's going to have to figure out an alternate path. We talked about this with Nate Silver. If you lose one of these states, you're going to have to offset it by picking up a Georgia or a Arizona. Georgia would replace Michigan. Georgia would have to replace Pennsylvania. Arizona could replace Michigan if you're going to lose one of those. That's still close, still within the margin of error, but this huge turnaround, totally on the backs of Kamala Harris's strong performance, taking the mantle of the nomination, having a clear message about future versus past, about not going back, and offering people something to be excited about. It was missing from this campaign. She sees the moment, and you're seeing it in the numbers here. And I think, again, one of the most dramatic turnarounds in polling in a month that I've seen in political campaigns. So, a lot of time left still. All that happened in just 1 month. We've got just under 3 months left until Election Day. So much can happen from here. We'll keep monitoring it. And, come on back to the Bulwark page here. Make sure to subscribe. We'll be going deeper into this poll and discussing some of the other news that's been happening over the weekend, the crazy Trump rally in Montana, at the Harris rally in Arizona, and so much more with Bill Kristol on Monday on the podcast, and with all your other friends here on the Bulwark feed. We'll talk to you soon. Hey, if you like this video and our content, I'd love for you to become a Bulwark Plus subscriber. You get access to bonus podcasts, secret podcasts, and newsletters we put out every day, plus some behind-the-scenes takes that I don't always post on this feed. In addition, you can become part of the Bulwark community. Come over to our Substack and comment and meet other like-minded people. We'd love to have you. Starting today, you can get a free trial at thebulwark.com/free trial. The link is right here on the screen and below in the description. We'd love to have you as part of our community. Come on and give it a free try today.